Hey guys, welcome back to another video. And today I wanted to take a look at this game called Starship EVO. Now, from time to time on this channel, I look at other games. It's called the Star Citizen Player Reacts. It's a little video series I do on this channel to kind of check out other games in the space game genre. Sometimes other games too, like we also checked out Hogwarts Legacy and Ashes of Creation. So if you guys are into that kind of content, consider giving the video a like. It helps the channel out a lot, and subscribing to see more videos like it from me. Now, apparently this game is being developed, I think, by a small team or a single developer, on Steam, early access, I believe. This is the trailer. I'm gonna react to it, let you guys know what I think of the game. I like stuff like this. Honestly, I said it in my Starfield video. I like to see more games in the space sci-fi genre. I think, you know, it's a fun genre, but more importantly, it inspires people. I think sci-fi is very inspirational because it makes you wonder what the future could actually look like. Is any of this stuff possible? Like Star Trek and the communicator, and then, you know, we got flip phones. So sci-fi has a unique way of inspiring people to invent and create and imagine what the future could look like. So that's why I'm really passionate about space games. So let's check out this game here. It's called Starship EVO. Yeah, let's just get right into it. Okay. So right off the bat, this game has a more stylized art direction, but that's not bad. Again, sometimes the planets look pretty good. I mean, again, it's one of those things where you have to be kind of into the graphics. I don't think it's bad. To me, it's kind of like on par with No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is like, I feel a little bit more. The colors in this, I feel like a little bit more muted. I might be able to get into this a little bit more than No Man's Sky. For me, No Man's Sky is just kind of like very oversaturated. Has a lot of color, a lot of stuff going on, very vibrant. This looks a little bit more muted. So far not too bad. It is a little bit more, I guess I would say, youthful looking. But again, it's not a bad thing. It's a potentially good thing. You guys also know that I used to play a lot of Space Engineers, so I don't necessarily need a game to have, you know, Star Citizen graphics or, you know, Unreal Engine type graphics. I don't really need a game to have that. I really need a game to have good systems, and it looks like this game has a lot of interesting systems, a lot of systems that you know, people in the space sci-fi genre are probably looking for. So it's one of the reasons why I, you know, thought it would be interesting to take a look at this game. But let's keep going. Now, I don't know if this game is multiplayer or if this is NPCs. I don't entirely know what's going on in this scene right here. Might have to look into that a little bit more. Again, I don't really know a whole lot about this game. This is just kind of like a little gameplay trailer. I'm not really sure, but that would be pretty cool if this is like a multiplayer thing. That's crazy. Because again, small team or solo developer. I don't know. I think it's a solo developer. I'm not sure, but in any sense, you know, indie game that's doing all of this, you know, it's just kind of like my Spaceborne 2 reaction video. Spaceborne 2 is a cool game that was developed by one person, which is crazy. So yeah, let's keep going. Yeah, I guess that's it. But we could look at other stuff here. So yeah, adding planets to my space game. Again, I don't know. I think this is made by one person. Let's check out this.
Welcome to another devlog video, and this time, guys, this is really a big one. So yes, I'm talking about planets. So finally you can land on them and explore them, so they are all unique and procedurally generated.
Okay.
So let's jump right into it. So there is two ways of doing planets. You can either go 2D or...
So I'm assuming this is just the dev, the guy that's making the game, talking right now. He's just like going over, you know, what he's doing for planets in the game. I mean, the title of this video is adding planets to my space game. So I'm assuming it's just this one guy doing all this stuff. So let's keep going.
Or 3D. 2D relies on texture height-map, so it's easier to work with, much lighter on memory and on CPU, and can give you very nice and realistic results when viewed from space. I suppose this is the take used by the big bug like Elite, Star Citizen, Space Engine and so on.
Okay.
3D on the other side is a lot more complicated. It requires a lot more memory and optimization. But this is the way to go if you need interesting terrain up close and you need mining.
So you guys see that right there? He's literally just flying around the atmosphere of the planet and he just goes right into space. I mean, that's just... He just did it right there. You saw him do it. He's flying around the spaceship, flying around the clouds. I mean, this is a very scaled down sized planet. I mean, I think this is like kind of like the planets that we have in Space Engineers. Very small, not like, you know, the 12 million square kilometer planets that we have in Star Citizen. You can already see the curvature of the planet and it doesn't look like you're that far away from the surface. But for what you want to do, for the style and for the art style of this game, for the play style that, you know, is on display here, it's kind of all you need, maybe, you know. So again, this is kind of interesting.
Mining. This is the take used by No Man's Sky and Space Engineer among others. Now the problem with 3D is that things will get very blurry far away. So it's not great for viewing your planet from orbit, for example. So I created a hybrid technology. So at this core I'm using a 3D voxel terrain, but I am also generating 2D maps that are being read from afar. This is what it looks when not using those maps, so yes, it gets very blurry. So yeah, really happy about that.
Wow.
For the color, I am first drawing a color randomly, then I will form a palette sometime in a gradient, sometime with complementary colors, and of course using more randomization.
That looks dope. Look at the rings and the pools of this green water and the craters and the atmosphere. That's cool. That's really cool.
And some rules specific to each terrain type. Then each planet gets 2 biomes with their own set of color and terrain rules. Now honestly, for something that basic, I was quite happy at the result. Yes, it's not always good looking, but sometimes you get some interesting color palette.
I think that's cool.
Like this bright pink with cyan beach with very dark rock that highlight the rest. Or this bare one, which reminds me of the moon of Jupiter, Io. Or this one, for example, with a nice blend of green, pink and orange. The sky is really important to set the mood of a planet, so I went and used a realistic model. The sky will be brighter around the sun and change color near the horizon or near the night to get the natural and vibrant feel.
Yeah, that looks really good.
I also added volumetric cloud to complete the sky.
Yeah.
It was hard to make it look right without killing the FPS.
These clouds look good. Now, again, they're not perfect, but they match the style of the game. So they fit right in. And again, this, in my opinion, it looks more muted than No Man's Sky. Like, I realistically feel like I could be comfortable playing a game that looks like this. To me, it's hard for me to play No Man's Sky because it's just so much just vibrant and everything going on, and it's just it's very in your face. This looks kind of in between you know, Star Citizen and No Man's Sky, but obviously more, you know, leaning towards No Man's Sky. But I like the art style here on display. It's not crazy, but it is stylistic enough to give you an impression that this game has its own art direction.
So tell me how it runs on your side. Water has also been completely redone, so now there are waves and beach will spawn near the shore.
Wow. Okay.
So now all planets can have rings, not just the giant gaseous one. Of course, you can explore and mine them for ore. You can actually see the individual asteroid from the ground, so it gives you some really spectacular views.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
They have procedural color, but for now they are still a bit too samey. Okay, if you want to support the game, leave a like and a review on Steam. I would be super grateful. Also quite important, get into the game, explore the galaxy a little and share planet you liked with others. Alright, so let's explore a planet.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let us slowly descend and pick our landing spot, so near this monolith for example. And this one is made of iron.
Okay.
I spotted a nice rock over here, so let's check it out. And this is the rock up close.
Wow. No, you could tell.
A bit further down, the ground will take a bluish tint.
You could tell the scale of this game looks pretty good for like if you are doing anything on foot.
This planet is really quite arid, but I really like the mood of it. There are plenty with a more lush vegetation, like the purple one. There is another monolith, this time a cobalt egg. I also spotted a few gold veins nearby. Sometimes the terrain will get more extreme, maybe a bit too much. And you can find canyon too, which are quite fun if you want some trench run action. One of my favorites was this one, so the 2x.
Oh, that looks cool. Look at the lake and the mountains and the trees there. I like this planet. This planet is sick.
They have a very similar color except for the rocks. So one is bluish and the other one is reddish, and that really gives some funky.
Yeah, look, that looks amazing. Now the question is it a situation where you're exploring all these planets procedural? Is there a known star map where you can find these planets? I don't know. Might have to get in and play and try this one out. It sounds like it's just on Steam and you can just jump into it. Early access. I don't know. If you guys are digging this game, of course, I'm going to leave a link to all this stuff in the video description. We're going to watch the end of this video. This game looks really interesting for like a solo dev making this. It's crazy.
Vibe near a biome transition. There are also some nice forests and beaches all around. Okay, last one I promise. So this one looks like a terraform Mars. When flying, I spotted some weird looking rock around. Let's check them out. A bit higher up, a forest starts to appear. Yes, the view was really quite peaceful over here. Now this was by far the most challenging thing I've worked on. The number of problematic to tackle was really quite overwhelming.
Yeah.
I am happy with the result, but I will definitely need to improve things further. For example, adding more variety to props like plant, tree and rocks, especially that are miles of the reference that is No Man's Sky, but yeah, it will have to wait for after the survival mode is released.
This is a very cool looking game. I mean, I'd love to know more. You guys could check out more videos from this content creator, from this guy. He is Starship EVO. This is the game. Create the starship of your dreams, explore a vast, vivid world, and jump into what looks like a pretty epic game for a solo developer. So I feel like, you know, there are more and more of these passion projects, solo space games. In my opinion, I don't know what the big studios are doing. I really don't. You know, if solo developer is coming out and putting out a game like this, what are the big studios doing? Like, look at WoW. What is going on with that game? You know, Blizzard has so much money. How is that game just not like the metaverse right now? You know, they have the resources to do crazy and amazing things. If a solo guy can do stuff like this, I don't know. I don't know what are these bigger studios' excuse at this point? I don't know. I mean, I love Star Citizen, play Star Citizen all the time. Star Citizen is, you know, my favorite game right now. You know, I know that might be tough for a lot of people here. It's tough for me to say, but yeah, Star Citizen is my favorite game out right now. As buggy and as crazy as it can be. Cause here's the thing about Star Citizen, in my opinion. My opinion is that it's kind of like kind of like forging a path for the space sci-fi genre, kind of setting that bar. What I talked about in my Starfield video, in the comparisons, is that a game like this, we don't have a ton of games like Star Citizen, No Man's Sky, Elite Dangerous, now games like this. So people are figuring out what they want from a game like this. We want multiplayer. Do we want atmospheric landings? Do we want procedural generation? Do we want FPS combat? We have to kind of decide what that game looks like. And I feel like this guy's doing a pretty good job of making his rendition of what his ultimate space game could be. Make your spaceships, explore these cool planets, and if that's something you're interested in, check this game out. So yeah, short little video reaction video. I like to do stuff like this, look at games like these. If you guys are new to the space sci-fi genre, there are a ton of cool games out there, and I hope that sharing games like this with you guys expand that audience so you can have a cool new game to play. So yeah, if you guys like this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this from me, subscribe, and like I always say, I'll see you guys in the next one. Salut.